Hello everybody, it's Jamie from Countryer Than I Thought I'd Be, and I have a long drive ahead of me, so I'm going to my company Christmas party, which is why you normally don't see me looking like this. But I did want to make a video. I have been wanting to make one for a couple days about, you've never heard the actual defining moment that led me to my journey of finding land, wanting to be more self-sustainable, tiny house living, minimalism, just getting out of the city subdivision. But there's one moment that changed everything for me. And if you're thinking about doing something different with your life and you want more, but you can't figure out how to get there, or you don't know, or you just don't know how you'll ever get there, or don't have money to make it happen, or your credit's not right, or any of those circumstances that you think are holding you back, there is a way to do everything. And I'm just going to tell you really quickly, probably 10 or 15 minutes, the moment that led me to decide to get out of the city subdivision, and the steps I took to get there, and how long it took, and how much it cost, and all that. So this is the moment that changed everything for me. I was married, living in a subdivision in the middle of town, which is what I wanted. We had 3 kids, we were married, we wanted the whole white picket fence dream and all that. I have 3 children. My twins are 5, they're 2 boys, and then my little girl is 7. So it was one weekend, I want to say in May. So what happened is I had a few chickens in my backyard. In the city, you're allowed 5. So I had 2 or 3 chickens in the backyard, and then they were laying eggs, an egg every day. I was so excited. My kids and I were literally just giddy with joy. Every time a chicken would lay an egg, we'd go check the coop like 852 times a day. When that chicken started doing that song they sing when they're laying an egg that they squawk about for about 30 minutes, we'd go get the egg, and then we would fry it right away because we were so excited. So I had a couple chickens in the backyard, and I was getting a couple eggs, but I wasn't really getting enough to like supply 5 people on a regular basis who ate eggs all the time. Plus I wanted to sell eggs and hatch the eggs, so I had big dreams right away. But it all started when I had a couple chickens, and I went on Facebook Marketplace, and I found a couple more chickens, and then when I went out to this lady's house, she made me a good deal for like 12 of them, and then I bought like 20 from somebody else, and a couple died, and anyway, I ended up with like 30 chickens in my backyard in the middle of the city. So I didn't really think too much about it, but I had so many. Like a normal city backyard is literally like between 1/10 of an acre and 1/4 of an acre. I mean, they're decent sized backyards, but they're not like farms. I was acting like it was a farm because I was just so excited. So anyway, my baby son has a terrible seizure condition where he's, thank God, he's come out of it. But for 8 months of his life, between 2 and 3 years old, we were at Children's Hospital regularly, probably weekly or every other week, because he would go into a fit of seizures and need to be resuscitated, and then we'd have to have it monitored, and neurology, and it was a horrific battle for a very long time. So, but I had all these chickens in my backyard when he had a seizure one day. And so, I mean, I had so many chickens, they would roost on top of the 6-foot privacy fence between my neighbor and I. And I guess they would get down in his yard, and I didn't even know it. His dog had killed 10 of my chickens, I didn't even know it. Like, I had so many chickens, I'd get like a dozen or 18 eggs a day, and I'd be like, woo! But they were dying, and I had so many I didn't know. I wouldn't go out there and count them every day. wild. You cannot count chickens. Anyway, I was in Children's Hospital for a weekend. I think it was Mother's Day because it was May. Anyway, we were gone all weekend long. Oh, this car. When we got home, Sunday night, I think, there was a dead chicken on my front door, decapitated and nasty. Well, Dan and I, my ex-husband, the kid's dad, we had seen that before the kids got out of the car. I think it was late at night, so the kids were sleeping and we carried him in the house. But there was also a note from the police department to give them a call. And it was Sunday, late at night. We were tired. We'd been gone all weekend. We just wanted to check on our house and lay the babies down and go get some sleep because you don't get sleep in the hospital. We thought everything at the house would be fine. Chickens are literally so, like, nothing to it. But I was so mad when that dead chicken was on my door because it's not like it jumped over the fence and ran around the front yard and got on the front door and keeled over. Like, my neighbor had taken that dead chicken out of his yard, which he could have just told me, hey, I got some chickens in my yard, but he didn't. I remember him peering over the fence one time in the summer when we were all out there, me and the kids playing, and he was out there, and him saying, how many chickens you got? And I just looked back at him and said, you need any eggs? Well, we laughed about it, and that was all there was to it. He never said it was a problem, and I didn't have any roosters. They weren't crowing. As soon as I had a couple roosters, I got rid of them right away. They woke me up 3 o'clock one morning, and I thought, I gotta get rid of them. So luckily it was a Saturday. We took them straight to the sale barn. They did not disturb anybody. Anyway, the dead chicken was on my front door with a note to call the police. I do remember giving that number a call one time. Nobody answered, and I thought, you sorry son of a gun. I'm in the hospital fighting for my child's life, and you're gonna put a dead chicken on my door. Why don't you just be a man, come over, knock on the door, and be like, this, I don't want your dead chickens in my yard, which I didn't know that. So anyway, fault may lay where it may, but anyway, it was the wrong thing to do. So that led me to get a bill of assurance for my neighborhood, who the neighbor behind us wanted me to sell his house. I'm a real estate agent. The neighbor behind me wanted me to sell his house, and his backyard, a kitty corner, adjoins our backyard. Never had an interaction with this man in my entire life. He wanted me to sell his house. I'll go to the listing appointment thinking nothing of it. I'm already separated from my husband at that point, but I go to leave, and he is asking a lot of weird questions, but then he gives me literally a bill of assurance for the neighborhood. I'm like, what's this for? Of the chickens that you had. And I thought to myself, do you want me to sell your house, or do you just want to read me the rules? So in that moment, when my son was in the hospital, the dead chicken was on the door, the neighbor gives me the bill of assurance, I think to myself, under no uncertain terms am I going to let somebody else tell me how I can live my life, what kind of animals I can have in the backyard. It's chickens. It's not like I had a kangaroo and a tarantula or a tiger or a bear. They acted like I had about 16 bears in the backyard. Anyway, in that moment I thought, I don't ever want anybody to tell me how I can live my life, how I can grow my own food. Chickens lay eggs. It's fresh food. It was just a moment for me that was like, how dare these people? So then I thought, my ex-husband was on the path of, let's get rid of the chickens. We're not allowed to have them. And I'm like, what? We ain't getting rid of no daggone chickens. We're getting some land, and we're gonna build a house. So we had plans to build a 2,500 square foot house because we had two 2-year-olds and a 3-year-old, and they had so much stuff. If you have kids, you know how much crap they have. Literally, it was like so much stuff. And I was really sick after they were born, and I was sick and tired of picking up all the stuff. We had way more than we needed. So we were gonna build a bigger house because we were in like a standard new first-time homeowner house of like 1,250 square feet. So I thought, I need about twice the space for all the kids' crap. Well, then I found, it took me 6 months to find land, and I did it owner financing. It's hard to find good land, and I found 4 acres where I just put down $500 with the guy, and it was mine. I mean, I have to make payments on it, but I could right away start doing anything I wanted to. Then we started drawing up plans for a house because I wanted to build a house. We were going to sell the house in the subdivision. We were going to get a farm, get some animals. Life was going to be perfect. So we went back and forth with the house for a really long time, and then I decided that when I looked around at the house that we had, I could have lived without 90% of the crap that was in there. I didn't need it. All I was doing was picking it up 10,000 times a day. I was sick all the time. I was just over it. And he was a good man. He would help me clean all the time, besides working a job, which I worked also. But it was just, I needed a drastic change in my life. And the thing that I decided was, I'm going to go as tiny as I can go in my house. That way, there's only what I need in there, and I don't even have the room to clutter it up with a bunch of crap. So that's what I did. We went back and forth for a while about what size house we were going to get. We settled, and I knew that I knew my marriage was a little iffy. So I knew I had to get a house that was about, the payment would be what I could afford on my own if I had to go out and get a job. Like, I was a real estate agent, but, you know, the checks come and go. So anyway, I decided on a 12 by 32. It's just the shell of a building, but it was $316 a month for 4 years. And I knew I could pay that on my own with no help from him if he didn't want to. So anyway, my hair. Anyway, that's what I did. I had the land. I ordered the building. I ordered it in April. It got delivered like the next May. We bought the land in October. That all happened in May. And then it was like 6 months before I found the land. So I found the land in October, bought it, signed the contract, went to the tiny house place, ordered the building in April. It got delivered in May. And then I finished out the inside of it. It was $7,500 for the building. But I finished out the inside with cash as I went. A builder helped me like frame it, sheetrock it. But I hired out the painting. I did the flooring myself. And then like I hired an electrician and a plumber. But I'm probably less than $20,000 in for my entire building and the inside of my house. Probably not more than 15 or 20, probably 20-ish. Anyway, so that was it. I got set up, and I got rid of all of our crap, and I literally, look at this dum-dum. Oh, I think his car's broke down. I guess I shouldn't have called him a dum-dum. He was blocking traffic, though. But anyway, I can hear him trying to start his car. Bless his heart. I wish I had time. I'd stop and help him. Lord Jesus, I hope you send somebody to help him. Oh, look, his car went right when I said that. Jesus is listening. Anyway, so that's it. That's how I did it. Cash as I went for the inside. Everything that's in the house, I love. There's plenty of room. Like, we all sleep, eat. There's a full-size bathroom, galley kitchen, full-size living room, pull-out couch, good-sized bed. Anyway, life is good. It works out there. You got to do what you got to do. But if you're wondering, how do I take the first steps? That's how I did it. That's what led me to make my decision. And that's what got me out there. That's the steps I took. And that's about the cost that it was. And then, anyway, that's kind of how it went. It was totally life-changing for me. And I regret nothing. My house is perfect for me and my kids. It's about to be paid for, the building, and it's just a dream, really. So that's how I did it. If you're wondering, you can message me some questions if you have anything else you're wondering about. But you can do anything you want to do. You just set your mind to it and make it happen. All right. Happy Saturday. Bye.